Alright, guys. Um, so here's a late night game dev stream. I was thinking about just going to bed and sort of just starting this episode tomorrow, or this topic tomorrow, but I thought it'd probably be better to get out of the way so tomorrow I can start with a fresh task and make some headway with the start of a new day. So, we're going to integrate the shopping instructions onto other actors, and we're going to see how well that integrates. I believe it's ready to go. Okay, I'm just going to switch scenes here. And let me just reorganize my chat windows and stuff. Okay, this should work. Oh, whoops. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Just take a little bit of coffee, and we should be ready to go. Alright, so I'm just going to lower my music a little bit. If the audio's too loud, I apologize. Maybe I'll lower it a little bit on the background music just in case. Okay, so pick a character, doesn't matter who. The shops are pretty much working perfectly. Certain items in the game are tagged as, for instance, this is clothing type, this is materials, treasure, monster parts. Um, the idea is this junk shop is only going to be uh, buying the certain types from the player. So if we go to sell, it only grabs those items from inventory. You can see that the clothing type is not there. It's not in the list. And this is working pretty much perfectly. We can sell one item and or we can sell, we can sell as many as we want, and we also have the functionality to sell all. And it all works ever so well. So I think this shopping setup is ready to be implemented to other actors. Right now, actually, something cool before I overwrite that. Right now, this is just spewing me nothing. It's just sort of like an empty dialogue box. Sort of as a temporary setup on these actors, here's the blueprint for that exact shop. Now, this looks kind of crazy, right? But it's just a whole bunch of different dialogue launches and ends, and different amounts based on whatever we desire. So, for example, and it's all exposed, it's all public, so we could say, like, oh, shopkeeper, right? Jeez, if I can spell. And then he'd say something like, yo, what's up? And then immediately we can actually go into the game and get that text readout, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of like a really handy way to quickly build and adjust like proxy actors in the level. But anyways, let's get out of this test level and go to the actual Havenlock City downtown. And let's begin testing this actor integration. Okay, it is this one. While it loads, I will enjoy some of my nightcap. This is going to be a shorter video than most. So I'm not planning to do like a 2-hour stream. I just want to see the flexibility of what we have here. Right. So here is Havenlock City shopping alley. Let's just jump into here. So I believe this actor is already set up to be the same one. Yeah, shopkeeper. Yeah, it's perfect. You got your buy and sell. No, that sound effect is already getting old. But anyways, yeah. And I just really want to check if what we can do to uh, what we can do in terms of making the other shops have stores that are functional. So I guess the first step would be to sort of copy and paste the code from one to the other. Um, if we look at the Actor Shopping Alley Junk Shop, um, that is the actual actor that's in the world. And here's the one for the Gadget Store. Um, they actually both have the same parent class, which is why a lot of the base functionality will just be inherited. Um, let's see here. Um, okay, sorry about that. Right, so let's get to copying and pasting. A few things we're gonna have to add are these elements. Those aren't set up by default. We're not gonna need the begin play, but we will probably need everything else. So I'm going to copy that in here and paste it into the gadget store. Oh, and it's huge and it's everywhere. And it pulled this. I pulled a few things actually, just because they were inside of the comment boxes that were pasted. Two files need to be checked out, so let's do that. It's our level and the store. That's fine by me. Okay, so now we can pretty much delete these instructions. Don't think we're going to be needing them. Yeah, probably not. Most likely, all that stuff's going to be replaced, including the end interaction. I guess we'll just leave the event exposed. Um, and I want to kind of. That's funny. Yeah, I just replaced all the conflicting custom events, or all the conflicting default events with custom events, which I guess is cool. I mean, geez, it's better than like crashing because of conflicts, so I am cool with it. So where do we begin? The start interaction is here. Let's move this over and connect it. Hook this up. Start interaction, and it says transition camera. But we're missing some assets. Can we just copy and paste these? It works in character assets, and it works here too. Very cool. And we'll get an exit location as well. Um, and paste that here. Let's take a look at our viewport for the storefront. Um, the camera is actually the exact same position. Um, we could actually have a lot of fun, later in terms of where we want the camera to be positioned. Assuming it's not going to give the player like a headache or disorient them too much, we could have these cameras take really kind of stylish, you know, positions. Oh yes, look, it's a bad blueprint. It's bad. Thankfully, Unreal points out to us where all of these errors are, and they are mainly with these issues, with these other menus that don't exist yet. Um, so, open cell menu. So you see here, this shop, the Gadgets and Gadget store. Well, I want to show you, but the Gadgets and Gadget store isn't a place where you buy items, or isn't a place where you sell items, rather. It's only where you buy items. And even this menu here, you kind of don't need it. Um, I'm just gonna slide. Well, we don't need to slide it up. Let's just grab this. Shop phase. We are gonna need a new variable for that. Um, and before we rename it, here's a tip. if you're in this situation where you have copied in a variable that you need to create a variable in your list here so that this is viable, don't rename it first. Always change to the type you need, or else it will kind of give you a whole bunch of unnecessary repeated tasks. Let's set this to shop fades. And now we're good. If we made that a Boolean first, it would have turned it into a Boolean, and then because it exists in the blueprint, when we convert it back, it's going to want to do all these checks. It's a little bit of a tip there to save you guys some time. Don't know if you guys knew that. Okay, so right here in the junk shop menu, buy, this is one that we are going to have to sort of replace. We're not going to use the same one. But what I want to do is to duplicate this. This arrow, we're going to call this exit location. And compile that. That should get rid of that error. Okay, now we have our exit event. Let's bring that over. Control click, replace the node. Easy peasy. Okay. Okay, so this looks to be the last remaining error from the conflicted nodes. So that's sort of a win already. I thought it'd be a much longer process. Oh, geez, look what happened to our shop. Some materials got replaced and they're not right at all. Anyhow, before we get to that, let's just look at this here. We need to provide this with a widget. And like I mentioned before, we don't want to use a junk shop buy widget. But what we can do, and this is what I want to check pretty much with this stream, is can we duplicate this and can we call it a universal shop by menu? Or I guess just shop by. I'll call it basic shop by widget. It should be fairly self-explanatory. And real quick, let's just change this to say basic shop. That way I know what I'm looking at. And TBD. Cool. Okay, so now that we have our basic shop widget that has been created in, what we can do here is the actor reference. Will that take? That doesn't look like it. If we look at the widget itself and in the graph editor, or on the graph tab, we can, the actor reference is looking for a actor shopping alley junk shop. Doesn't really work for us. Is this being used in the graph? It's used as a get, mainly for the exit. That's fine. Let's switch this to the parent interact test T1. Interact test T1. And we can change the variable type. That should be A-OK. Interesting. So looks like we're kind of already hitting that wall. Child event. In an attempt to make things a little bit more universal, what I wonder is this. We don't actually need this here anymore, to be honest. What we do want, if you look here, is if we look at our junk shop front, it does have a on exit. We basically change the shop phase to phase 2. That is an instruction we are going to want to call on our basic shop by here on exit. Shop phase. But here's the surprise, or the conflict right now. We need to, that actor in particular needs to, first of all, it needs to be, let's just delete this. Can we save? Actor, set actor reference. That should already work a lot better. Yes, what I was saying was, because this is now referencing the parent, our widget is referencing the parent class using the actor reference, we need, and because we want to change this variable, this can't be a variable native to our shop phase here. We need to add this variable into the interact class. So I'm just going to hop in here. It's going to prompt me to check it out. And I'm going to add that default variable here. And yep, I'll check it out. Let's see here. We want this to be an integer, right? Uh-oh, what's going on, Unreal? Why are you choking up on me? I've got a bad feeling about this one. Good gosh, what is going on? It appears to be a hard crash, or it's frozen, I mean, but... oh, wow. Back from the dead, are we? Okay. Way to be, Unreal. Okay, let's create that integer and call it shop phase. And what's going to happen is it's actually going to renumber that exact variable on our child classes. So on our child classes, it should be called shop phase underscore 1. Sort of automatically integrating with the child blueprints, or with the child actors in a way that is sort of non-destructive. Well, I guess Unreal's just doing its thing. In the meantime, I guess I can work with my notebook and begin planning for tomorrow's tasks. I'm actually a little annoyed by this. It shouldn't take that long. Perhaps my computer is tired and wants to go to sleep. Can't parse default value for false, none, shop phase. What do you mean you can't parse default value false? It's not a boolean. What's your deal? You know what? I probably shouldn't have compiled. I probably should have. Jeez, I'm gonna lower my volume even more. Um, Music's getting crazy loud. I hope the stream is audible. Okay, well, it looks like that second compile helped Unreal figure out what it was about. Let's check out selected. And now let's look at the junk shop menu first. Yeah, you can see shop phase 0 is set here. Now, without looking at the other widgets that are in place, look at all these cameras. You can imagine once all the shops are integrated, or any shop that needs, you know, interactivity via shopping would have cameras, so it'd look pretty cool. Yeah, so without looking at the blueprint, I'm almost positive everything is preserved in terms of shop phasing. You know, oh, whoops, yeah, we want to buy that. Um, yeah, it looks like the shop phases. Oh, that's a weird typewriter effect. It appears my computer is getting a little exhausted. Anyhow, what I really want to check was that it's non-destructive. Actually, I can see how my computer's kind of dealing, just looking at this readout and how smooth this is. Usually that's my cue if Unreal is frozen. Anyways, let's collapse our interact test here. Now, inside of our basic shop menu buy, we should be able to reference the shop phase variable now, and we should be able to set it to 2. And we'll connect the dots. Okay. Inside of here, let's find all references of this, and what we're gonna do is replace it with our parent shop phase, and we're gonna get that, and we're gonna actually replace this. I want to be careful rather that we don't replace anything that's important, like these page references. And the shop phase, we actually want to set it, excuse me, we want to set shop phase, and if we find references now, we have one more, where are we? Oh, right here. Shop phase. Let's set it and forget it. Okay. Yeah, we want to set this to 1 as per the lack of input. Cool. Okay, so now it should be somewhat ready to go. We do need to add in our dialog exits and start functions, or macros rather. Those can't get copied over. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out a way to do that. Oh, it's Mick. Hey, how's it going? Sorry, I missed your comment like 2 minutes ago. I have a pretty bad habit of getting tunnel vision as I work, but I'm happy you stopped by. How's your night? I guess. What we want to do here is from our junk shop, we can see how these are set up. We basically have this dialog macro built. I'm actually going to pull this off to my other monitor so I can reference it. Sorry, not this one. Our junk shop here. I'll pull that out. Maybe I'll pull it down here. And we are looking at our gadgets shop. Well, it has its own dialog macro already. Pretty neat. And it is in large form the same. The only difference is, if we look at it, geez, this is going to be any smaller. This is a string instead of a text, but I don't think it will matter all that much. Inside of here, we basically have the same thing is happening. It's just being passed through. So I'm going to dock that back in here. Actually, this should be good to go. Yeah, it already has a +1 to the page reference. So I'm going to snap it in here. We'll just type in shopkeeper, just like the other widget. And I'll type in, welcome to, where are we? I can't see what I'm typing. Gadgets, and gadgets. We'll have to use an ampersand. And gadgets. Take a look around. Oh yeah. He is going to be a, we're going to add some character to his speech, right? And we can reference the same thing down here. And what we could do, just replace this with come back again soon. And yeah, we want to make sure that the last dialogue is checked. Now I believe we're ready to go here. Oh, I was wrong. This pin is invalid for some reason. Why is that? I guess the simplest solution would be to change the macro so that it's a string. Oh, did not want to do that. It's funny. Okay. That should make Unreal happy. Oh yeah, that's what you had to do. All my hard work is now gone. Welcome to the store. See, now I don't care to be charismatic with this guy's words. Bye. That's what he'll say. Okay, let's save. Okay, now let's test this. Let's grab Maya this time. And okay, we have our check. Welcome to the store. And we're inside of our shopping widget. But doesn't look like we can exit, which could be a problem. Actually, definitely is a problem. Let's check out where we're stuck. I'm going to pull up the actor here and turn on debug view. Oh, it's already active. It's not showing me anything. Let's take a look. So from our shop widget basic, we are let's see here. We are essentially, I hit back, we set the shop phase to 2, and we remove this, we killed this widget. So back inside of our actor, shop phase should be set to 2. And we would come down here. And interestingly, what might have been the case is that we did not set our page to 0. Feels a little silly. I feel like that should have been set page to 0. Here we have event exit dialog. Let's take a look at our junk shop front widget and see how that's handling the exit instructions. Yeah, so from back, set phase to 2, exit dialog is called. Yeah, that'll take care of it. We're missing that instruction. So let's get over to our basic shop widget and make a little bit of space and call exit dialog. And from here, maybe we should actually set that up first. We should call that event. I think that makes more sense. And now we should be able to exit our shop menu. Also, we need to adjust the animation because I believe it's referencing the wrong one on start. Yeah, we don't want the junk shop by enter because this isn't the junk shop anymore. This is now the shop enter, the generic generic shop that doesn't have like a sub menu just for going inside. Also, I actually would like a actually that's fine for now. We'll come back to the widget later. No surprises there. Over here, I definitely don't want this door noise. Rather, I would want a sliding door. Like a mechanical sliding door. Do we have a sound for that? We have an alarm. Hmm. Guess not. I'm pretty sure I do. Inside of a different actor. Real quick, I'm just gonna go grab that before I forget. Let's go to actors, ruin doors. Yeah, so this is an actor for our ruins level. Check for keys. What we're looking for though is the sound effect on open and close. Yeah, gate metal close. So that was the one. Oh, that's not a. You know what? It's not a sound. It's not a sound issue. We'll deal with it later. Forget it. Inside of our gadget store now, we should be good to go. Inside of here. Yep, basic shop, TBD. All the data from our character is here, and the shop inventory is pulled from the game mode. So, we still can't exit though. How strange. How strange. Oh, my mouse died. Okay. Looking at. Where are we here? We don't even get to blur out or reset the camera. End interaction. Oh, look at this. This is exactly why it's not working. Yeah, we don't want this here. We want an event called... Oh, geez. Okay. Let's think about this. If we call this event, I'm not certain if it'll work. We'll have to try it and see. So instead of our buy menu on exit, instead of calling exit dialog, we would call... Oh, wait. Where's the custom event for this? Of course. It is a variable on or interact, test T1. What we have to do here, and it's basically a function I made earlier, so we have to override that. And that will give us our custom event that we saw over there. So let's just pull that out here. Delete those, delete this. Yeah, I don't think we need it. So then, now that that's overridden, now we should be able to, because we didn't have this override on this graph, it was actually calling it in the parent, and in the parent it doesn't do anything. It's kind of just empty. I guess a good habit to prevent that from being so confusing would be to set print strings on functions that are planned for being overridden on child actors. That way they would read out called on parent, use override instead, or something to that effect. In any case, let's get in here, and now I believe, I am fairly certain we should be able to exit the store. Default text, please populate. Cool. Strangely. Well, at least the shop works. In terms of default text, please populate. Like, yo, I have my text here. What's your deal? It works here. Not happy with it. Target is interact test T1. Is that correct? With regards to how the junk shop handles it? That is something I want to verify. Yeah, that's right. Set shop phase 2. Only thing I can think of is that it's this order. Perhaps I was wrong to switch it around. Because everything's working, but perhaps if the input is being called first, I think it may be reasonable for it to work on the intro text and not the exit text. So let's check. Perfect! Fantastic. Right. So that kind of covers the functionality of the shop. The other things we would have to do would be to set these up to be maybe not bound to a function, but perhaps bound to a how can I say this? A text variable. Same for this. These are called title details and title main, correct? Yeah. Um, a variable should be fine. Let's just. I think there are just variables that are just old that we can just remove, such as that. This one we are using, and so same for that one. Let's collapse the animations, and let's make two variables of the text variety. I'll just change the type first. And one is going to be title, store title detail, and store title main. And we're just going to compile that. By default, just going to leave it. Actually, I can enter something here. Basic shop. Shop name in full. So if we save and compile here, we should be able to apply those text variables right here, store title main, and bind this one to store title detail. And if we save and compile, the idea is based on whatever shopping actor, if it's Gidgets and Gadgets, or if it's the bakery or whatever, we should be able to basically instruct the buy menu here to read out as whatever we need it to. So I'm just going to pull this out like so, and we're going to grab set title, set store title main, and the corresponding one, set store title detail. Looks like I give myself enough space here. That's cool. Actually, not at all. We want this. It's going to be kind of long. So for this case, we call it electronics store, I guess. And for this one, the detail will be called Gidgets and Gadgets. And I think this setup should be fairly replicable with regards to future shopping stores as it's being applied to them. So let's save. I'm curious to see how those text. Whoa, Unreal. Okay. Let's see what we can do to help Unreal with these crashes. We were after compiling widget blueprint. Clicked on tab for viewport for level viewport, and then here, what am I typing? Man, am I getting tired or what? Okay. Crash occurred before tabs could switch. This scenario has occurred before. And maybe if we do our part, Unreal can get a little bit better. Okay, so while that opens, I guess I'll do some pen and paper stuff here. 4 phases. Yeah, tomorrow I'm planning to do some time of day type phase cycling for the game world. And setting up the enumerator and perhaps a widget as well. Fancy in terms of designing that widget. Just something very minimal. It's basically going to be text that appears on screen. Okay, so Unreal should open shortly. There it is. Good job, Unreal. Good job. Restore. Let's not restore. And I'll just hop to that level manually. Don't want any funny business. How is the stream view while that loads? It looks alright. Cool. Okay, like 45 minutes. About 45 minutes has passed, so let's just take note to see where we are in terms of that crash. I believe everything should have been saved. Let's just real quick take a look at this. Welcome to the store. Electronics store. Those noises actually aren't bad. And the text box has, excuse me, expanded, which is pretty cool. Now he says bye. We go back here. Man, those door noises on this kind of store is so bizarre. Anyways. Okay, this is cool. I want to adjust the animation real quick, and then we're going to adjust the inventory in a really cool way. Whoops, yeah, bye. Cool. So, looking at this, let's just Control B, shortcut to find it in Content Browser, and we can open up that actor. Oh, it's opened up in my other monitor here. There it is. Let's close the dialog tab. And here we should be able to find the blueprint. And there that is. So something else that's kind of neato. Actually, before I adjust that, I want to set up this, excuse me, this animation. Oh, it does open. It's just so quick, you don't even notice it. Let's look at the title, border title detail. Here's the animation. What I would like to do is just extend it, probably something like this, 0.35, just to make it a bit more readable. Okay, save. Junk shop enter. We actually can delete this. Not going to need that animation anymore. So, in terms of theming this up a little bit, there is a color built in here, a variable built in called the focus color. And if we find references to it, you can see it's only a get focus color. It doesn't get set anywhere in this blueprint itself. And the neat thing about that is, excuse me, we can set it in whichever shop is opening the widget. So just like we have over here, let's just grab this and pull it out. Yeah, I guess we could move that over here. And let's grab our focused color. Not for text or icon. Get focused item icon. Set focused. Is that what it's called? Oh, it's focus color. Excuse me. Focus color. We want to set this. And what I would like to do is pick a color that, in a sense, accents the entire space. Let's go back to the designer, or sorry, not the designer, the graph. Um, Stock color focus. Yeah, that's fine. Um, Here, what I want to do is eyedrop probably this blue, this bright blue. That may work. Or we could get this metal. That's a nice blue as well. Um, but let's try out this right here. Um, so grabbing that. Um, oh, you know what? There's one thing I do want to adjust. Just with regards to the widget itself. Um, this pattern was kind of good for the junk shop, but I'd actually prefer the other pattern that's on our pause menu. I'm just going to pull it from our item menu. Yeah, this is kind of more subtle gradient. So let's grab this horizontal box with the whole colored divider inside of it and just right-click copy and paste it into our basic shop here. I'm going to replace this colored divider. Um, just drag and drop it. In terms of setting the details on it, it should be fine because it's the variable is the parent on the hierarchy and it's setting content color. So let's take a look at our new visuals. Electronics store. Yeah, and we got this kind of. I don't love the color. I think it could be a little bit darker for readability, but it's a nice little something to differentiate the stores from each other. Yeah, shopkeeper says bye, and then you get to leave. Okay, so I want to wrap this up within the hour because I know it's late and I want to get some sleep before tomorrow's afternoon stream. Um, so let's quickly, or as quickly as possible, set up the inventory. Um, so basic shop by menu. Right here is where we're pulling the data from. Populating our store stock basically with the desired inventory. And that gets pulled from the game mode blueprint. And also we reference that same logic down here. Uh, in some cases, we want certain items to be of limited quantity or of a certain supply, so we can basically determine whether things become out of stock or not down here. But for now, let's just go to the game mode blueprint. Should be in general, and yeah, PGV game mode. So here, junk shop inventory. Uh, right now, both stores are referencing it, and it holds the exact data that you see there, the purchase value and the description. Really, it's only referencing the purchase value, the class, the icon, even the type doesn't matter, but obviously the flavor text and the item name do. Basically, all that really matters is that we reference the right actor, so the right actor gets added to the character's inventory. If we don't, nothing will work. But it's a pretty easy thing to keep track of. So we could actually just duplicate this and call it, let's see this, Gidgets shop inventory. What do we call it? Yeah, the actor's called Gidgets right up here. So let's just call it Gidgets. shop inventory. And you know what? I'm going to create a category for these. I'm going to call them um, shop inventory. And let's just shove that in there as well. Keep things nice and organized. So in terms of updating the shop menu, I have a function here, and it's only linking, or sorry, it's only referencing excuse me, um, the junk shop inventory right now. So, I mean, we could totally have a junk shop function for updating the menu, or a gadgets. Like for every store, we could have a function, or we could make something a little more complex. Um, I would like to have a multi-purpose function, the same way we have a multi-purpose widget. That'd be really cool. Um, but would that be with a switch node? We could use switch on name. Totally could do that. Um, what kind of switches are there? Switch. Switch on button state, animus for hands, detect direction, physical condition. These are all enumerators I've made. Um, boundary type. So switch on integer, switch on. If we switch on integer, we're gonna have to like remember which number value is supposed to represent which store, which is kind of stupid. I'd just rather switch on name and then name everything. And switch on string could work too. Apparently, switch on name is less expensive. So I think that's probably the way we're gonna go. And we'd probably hook it up something like this. It's right into the function itself. Default. We don't want a default pin on here. We would basically have oh my god, junk shop. Just try to keep the logic all correct. Use camel case. Interesting. And then we would have another path for, let's say, uh, digits. Perfect. I wonder if you could use a map variable or something. It's possible. However, I will never know. Okay, so from here, this is all going to be the same. We actually could just bring this to a rewrote node, because they're all going to reference it, right? Like all these indexes look at the index to change based on the store's stock. And honestly, this could be the same, except here we would apply our, whoops, we don't want to duplicate that right now. We do want to do is get this set array element, and we're basically, yeah, this should do what we need it to do. Set the desired item as such, and probably we'll just grab this thing here. I am going to pop this up here. Size to fit. We shouldn't need to. I don't know. TBD on that one. We may want situations where we add items to the inventory throughout the game, actually. So we probably would want size to fit. But this function isn't exactly geared up to add functions in. It just kind of passes it through and sets the Boolean to out of stock. You need some more complex logic in between to kind of switch. We would have to have a pin for is adding item to stock, or adding a new item to stock, and then input for actor, or sorry, item data, probably. Yeah, that would work actually. That would work perfectly. But we don't need to have that right now. We can keep these inventories kind of static. Let's just link this to this Boolean here. I guess make things as pretty as possible. How can we do that? I guess like this. I suppose. Anyhow, we're gonna pull that out here, and that will actually work quite well for our inventory updating. For the actual inventory, let's update gadgets and gadgets. We'll give it 3 items. Delete 1. Is out of stock. None of them are out of stock. What we're gonna do is call this one a television. Call it television, and this one will be a couch, and this one will be a game console. Yeah, that's spelled right. That's fine. Television. A large format television would be perfect for a living room. And the icon is actually going to be furniture. Excuse me. And this is going to be furniture as well. The couch. A comfy couch. Ideal for a living room. Whatever. You guys get the idea. Can stack doesn't really matter. None of this really matters except for setting the appropriate class so it adds to our character's inventory. Let's see here. In terms of whatever, we'll just put a gift box. A fancy new game console. Okay, so from here, oh shoot, can't preview that just yet. In our basic widget, actually, we're grabbing the desired input, but here's kind of the kicker. We need to be able to set this to what we want it to be. So what we're going to do is promote this to a variable and call this shop inventory. And that is what it is. It is a shop inventory. We can delete this reference, save and compile. And we can close that. And on our shopping actor, just like we customize everything else, we can now customize our inventory. So let's set the shop inventory. Is that right? That is right. Yeah, that's cool. We want to set the shop inventory to do we have a game mode cast anywhere? Let's search game mode. No results found. Okay, so what we can do here is cast to game mode, Project Grand Vault, grab game mode, probably, excuse me, get game mode. And we're gonna just get our, which one do we want? Gadgets. Yeah, I think I'm getting tired. Anyhow, save and compile that. What's that noise? Good lord. Okay. Okay, from this point here, welcome to the store, electronics. We have our new shop menu. It works, and it follows the rules that we already had established. We can only buy what we can afford. We can buy a couch. Cool. Um, how many? Oh, we can afford 4 couches. It's pretty crazy. Um, so these numbers and actors are kind of TBD, um, and they would work. We could buy them. Right now you can't, but all we need to do is have proper inventory actors to reference. Because of the inventory system we have in place, we need to have these are our sort of, to avoid any sort of duplications or uh, mirroring of items being created in different areas. These actors actually hold the proper item data. Um, yeah, so I guess let's just change songs here. What is this? Whatever. This is sad enough music to work for me. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We're a little bit over time here by about 7 minutes. But again, I just want to get this out of the way. I know, like, I made a part 1, 2, and 3 for the shop systems. I just wanted to show you guys how it's integrating and how it can be applied to other areas. It took a little bit longer than I thought to figure out how that would work, but I think we got something that's fairly replicable. Is that a word? I don't know. Fairly uh, intuitive, uh, especially because the widget already holds all the instructions, and that's the really like good gosh. Like if we look at the widgets, they're meaty, like in terms of functionality. So it's a good thing that is kind of universal. I'm actually kind of pumped about that. Anyways, oh, forgot my end card. Shoot. All right, whatever. Yeah, you guys get the idea. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps so much, and we appreciate all the support you guys on YouTube have been providing. It's actually uh, it's really amazing. It's awesome. Anyways, guys, I am going to bed. I'll be back again tomorrow afternoon, 12:30 EST, approximately, anyways, with another game dev stream. We're going to get into day cycling and, a bit more into some programming specific to Project Grand Vault's game design. So it should be fun. Anyhow, have a good night, guys. Bye. Am I sure I want to stop?